My good friend Bishop John, Apostle Arome and your dear wife, Mama, all the leaders present here, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Christians, good morning. First, let me thank my friend, Bishop John, for the invitation to come to this auditorium and to be part of the event this morning to celebrate the goodness of God in enabling you and your team to put together this great facility. We want to thank God. And pongezi, congratulations. I am so impressed by not the size of the auditorium, but the size of the idea. This idea is great. And as everybody else has said here, if you put this auditorium in Nairobi, it would be fine. But that this auditorium is here, in this fairly remote place, is indeed a great idea and a great foresight. Congratulations, my friend. I must admit that I was equally very surprised that a beautiful facility like this is available in this side of Muranga. And when Alice asked me to come here this morning, my diary was packed. I gave her an option of coming here last evening or at 7 a.m. in the morning. Both were very, were not easy options. But I want to say, my coming to this event this morning, I now know was divine. And God has blessed me with sleep. I rarely lose sleep, and that's a real blessing. Many people have sleepless nights, but I am not one of them. But this morning, very uncharacteristically, and it's not normal, and I was wondering why have I woken up so early? And then I tried to sleep, and then again I woke up at 5:30, and I had no choice but to go to the shower and prepare myself. And I now know why. Yeah, I now know why that happened, because this is a great event, and it's always a good opportunity to listen to God when He speaks to us. And I want to say just two things. When we were under attack and our party was dismembered, God reminded us of the words of Psalms 133, verses 1, 2, and 3. That say how good and how pleasant it is when brethren dwell in harmony. And my team and I decided that we were going to assemble another formation that would bring all of us again together. And I want to say here, as a testimony of Psalms 133 verses 3, that where there is unity, God commands a blessing. That while we were dismembered from the party that we belonged to, God enabled us because we sought to bring unity and harmony. Today, we have the largest parliamentary group in the Kenyan parliament. Secondly, when the program we had for the transformation of Kenya was sabotaged and the Big Four became difficult to implement, again we were reminded of the words of Psalms 113, verses 7 and 8, that say, God raises the weak from the dust, and he places them on the same table with kings. And we came up with a bottom-up economic model to replace the Big Four program. I am very happy that going into the future, we will be able to first find and to do the will of God for Kenya. And as Bishop John has said, God has given me many friends and many committed friends, equivalent of men of David, men and women of David, that are willing to make the sacrifices that you had, like Alice is making. I can confirm that Alice is material for higher office. But the fact that she decided that she wants to run for a member of parliament so that she can secure and support our cause is the kind of sacrifice very few people can make, especially in politics. Politics is a very selfish game, and everybody minds about their interests. It's very rarely do you find people who are ready to sacrifice what is good for them for what is good for the team. And I can say that of every other member of this team. Many members of this team have gone through very difficult times, but they haven't wavered. They haven't backtracked. They haven't surrendered. We have soldiered on as a team because we know who we believe in. And we are reminded always, as members of this great team, of the words of Daniel 11 verses 32. Those who know their God, they will be strong and they will do great exploits. That's our encouragement every other time. I want to tell my good brother, Bishop John, that what you're doing here, that the young people of our nation will get an opportunity in this auditorium, in the studios that are available here, to expand their talent in film, in theater, in music, and in that arena that promotes young people and their talents, is squarely in the vision of what we believe for the future of our nation. We believe very strongly that our priority number one is to provide opportunity for millions of young people in our nation to explore their talents, their potential in art, in theater, in film, in every other professional field, so that our 4 million young people today in Kenya can have the opportunity for them to participate in the growth and development of our nation. And my good friend, what you're doing here makes a significant contribution to that big plan. And I want to tell you, we will work with you, we will facilitate where we can, and we will promote what you're doing here. So, to the great people of Muranga, I want to say thank you very much for providing an opportunity for people like Bishop John to invest in a facility like this. And we look forward to working together as the people of this great nation in knowing, understanding, and doing the will of God for our nation. I want to say thank you very much. I want to remind every Christian here and every believer of the words of Galatians 6, 9, and 10. Do not tire of doing good, because in due time you will reap a reward. And while you have opportunity, do good to all men, but especially to those of the house of prayer, or to those of the house of faith. As always, I am very happy to be in Muranga. I have a long schedule today, but I know that my coming to Muranga this morning is among the earliest assignments I've had in my political career, is to listen to the word of God. And I want to say, we will be faithful to understand, to appreciate, to appropriate, and to work in accordance with the will of God. Thank you very much.